501 का। तो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। लेक्चर 42 MGT 501 ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट रिवीजन लेसन 22 to 26 key terms training the process of teaching new employees the basic skills they need to perform their jobs. Task analysis the detailed study of a job to identify the skills required so that an appropriate training program may be instituted. Performance analysis careful study of the performance to identify deficiency and then correct it with new equipment, a new employee training program, or some other adjustments on the job training OJT। ये इसका एब्रीवेशन बन रही है, ठीक है। ये सिर्फ इतना जो है ये उसमें आ सकता है MCQs में, ठीक है। ट्रेनिंग पर्सन टू लर्न job while working at it, vestible or simulated training employees on special of the job equipment as in training airplane pilot training, whereby the training costs and hazards can be reduced. Coaching or monitoring mentoring a method of on the job training where an experienced worker or method the trainees supervisor trains the employee. Action learning training technique by which management trainees are allowed to work full time analyzing and solving problems in other departments. Case study method, a development method in which the manager is presented with a written description of an organizational problem to diagnose and solve. Business games are development technique in which a team of managers compete with one another by making computerized decisions regarding realistic but stimulated companies. Behavior modeling training technique in which the trainees are first shown the good management techniques in film, are then asked to play roles in a simulated situation and are then given feedback and praise by their supervisor. नेक्स्ट है ये हमारे पास learning the learning organization and organization skilled at creating acquiring and transferring knowledge and at modifying its behavior to reflect the new knowledge and insights. Training, the heart of continuous effort designed to improve employee competency and organizational performance. Human resource development HRD is a major HRM function that consists not only of T&D ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट होता है ये TNDT के, बट ऑल्सो इंडिविजुअल करियर प्लानिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट एक्टिविटीज़ एंड परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल. Learning organizations, firms that organize the critical importance of continuous performance related training and development and take appropriate action. Job rotation. It involves moving employees from one job to another for the purpose of proving them with broader experience. नेक्स्ट है हमारे पास असिस्टेंट टू पोजीशन employees with demand demonstrated potential are sometimes good given the opportunity to work under a successful manager. Next है ये job rotation. It involves moving employees to various positions in organization in an effort to expand their skills, knowledge, and abilities. Career can be defined as a general course of action a person chooses to pursue throughout his or her working life. Career planning is an ongoing process through which an individual sets a career goal and identifies the means to achieve them. Career paths have historically focused on upward mobility within a particular occupation. Career development a formal approach taken by an organization to help people acquire the skills and experiences needed to perform current and future jobs is termed as career development. Next है mentoring and coaching. When senior employees takes an active role in guiding another individual, we refer to this activity as mentoring and coaching. Dual career path, a career path method that organizes that technical specialists can and should be allowed to continue to contribute their expertise to a company without having to become managers. Performance can be defined as efforts along with the ability to put efforts supported with the organizational policies in order to achieve certain objectives. Motivation activities in HRM concerned with helping employees exert high energy level and to get performance in desirable direction. Performance management process that significantly affects organizational success by having managers and employees workers together to set expectations, reviewing results and rewards performance. Performance appraisal is a system of review and evaluation of an individual or team's job performance. Hollow error occurs when the evaluator perceives one factor as being the paramount importance and give a good or bad overall rating to an employee based on this factor. MBO. It is a goal-oriented performance appraisal method requires that supervisors and employees determine objectives for employees to meet during the rating period, and the employees appraise how well they have achieved their objectives. A 360-degree feedback involves input for multiple levels within the firm and external sources as well. Central tendency occurs when employees are incorrectly rated near the average और मिडल ऑफ द स्केल. नेक्स्ट है हमारे पास लेक्चर 43 रिवीजन लेसन 27 to 35. Job evaluation means systematically determining relative worth of job to create job structure. Point method. Raters assign numerical values to specific job components, and the sum of these values provides a quantitative assessment of a job's relative worth. Classification method, job evaluation method by which a number of classes or grades are defined to describe a group of jobs is known as classification method. Ranking method. Raters examine the description of each job being evaluated and arrange the jobs in order according to their value to the company. EAPS EAPS, ठीक है. तो ये है हमारे पास specific programs designed to help employees with personal problem. Positive reinforcement, applying a valued consequence that increase the likelihood that the person will repeat the behavior that led to it is termed as a positive reinforcement. Next है punishment. Means administering an aversive consequence. Next है merit pay. Merit pay increase given to employees based on their level of performance as indicated in the appraisal. Equity workers' perceptions that they are being treated fairly. Compensation must be fair to all parties concerned and be perceived as fair. External equity exists when firms' employees are paid comparably to workers who perform similar jobs in other firms. Internal equity exists when employees are paid according to the relative value of their jobs within an organization. Compensation, the total of all rewards provided employees in return for their services. Job pricing means placing a dollar value on the worth of a job. Flexi time, the practice of permitting employees to choose with certain limitations their own working hours. Capitations, typically the reimbursement method used by primary care physicians is an approach to health care where providers negotiate a rate for health care or for a covered life over a period of time. Disability protection, workers' compensation protect employees from job related accidents and illness. Some firms, however, provides additional protection that is more comprehensive. ESOP, a defined contribution plan in which a firm contributes stock shares to a trust. Gain sharing plans that are designed to bind employees to the firm's performance by providing an incentive payment based on improved company performance. Scanlon plan provides a financial reward to employees for savings in labor costs that result from their suggestions. Telecommuting. Telecommuting is a work arrangement whereby employees are able to retain at home or otherwise away from the office and perform their work over telephone lines tied to a computer. Autonomy, the extent of individual freedom and discretion employees has performing their jobs. Pay for performance refers to any compensation method that ties for pay to the quantity or quality of the person produce. Empowerment means giving employees the authority, tools, and information they need to do their jobs with greater autonomy. Extinction, withdrawing, or failing to provide a reinforcing consequence. Punishment, advertising, and adverse consequence. Positive reinforcement, applying a value consequence that increase the likelihood that the person will repeat the behavior that led to it. Motivation is the inner drive that directs a person's behavior towards goals. Safety involves protecting employees from injuries due to work related accidents. Health refers to the employee's freedom from physical or emotional illness. Safety involves protecting employees from injuries due to work related accidents. Health स्ट्रेस हेल्थ ये दोबारा से आ गया हमारे पास, ठीक है, ये हम रहने देते हैं. Stress is the body's non-specific reaction to any demand made on it. Burnout, the total depletion of physical and mental resources caused by excessive uh, striving to reach an unrealistic work related goal. Hypnosis, an altered state of consequences that is artificially induced and characterized by increased receptiveness to suggestion. Constants constants are barriers that keep us from doing what we desire. Demands desire that are backed by the purchasing power or affordability. Biofeedback, a method of learning to control involuntary bodily processes such as blood pressure or heart rate. Transcendental meditation, stress reduction technique in which an individual comfortably seated mentally repeats a secret word or a phrase provided by a trained इंस्ट्रक्टर. बर्नआउट ऑलरेडी हो चुका है हमारा, ठीक है. तो नेक्स्ट है हमारे पास कम्युनिकेशन, एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन बिटवीन पीपल, ठीक है, ये इतने कर लेते हैं. नॉइज ऑफ फैक्टर, ऑल फैक्टर्स दैट इंटरफेयर with the distort in communication. Encoding process of by which sender puts a message in a certain format to send the receiver. फीडबैक हमारा हो चुका है. डी कोड फीडबैक इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट सम बिहेवियर एंड its effect. Decoding process by which the receiver translate the sender's message into a understandable form. grievance procedure, a formal, systematic process that permits employees to complain about matters affecting them and their work. Collective bargaining, the process through which representatives of management and the union meet to negotiate a labor agreement. Mediation, a process whereby a natural third party enters a labor dispute when a bargaining in emphasis has occurred. Boycotts are an agreement by union members to refuse to use or buy the firm's products. Arbitration, the process that allows the parties to submit their dispute to an impartial third party for resolution. जी तो नेक्स्ट ये लेक्चर 44 इंटरनेशनल dimensions of HRM, managing human resources in an international business. इसमें क्या आता है द स्टेजेस ऑफ इंटरनेशनल इन्वॉल्वमेंट तो इसमें कौन कौन से स्टेजेस हैं वन है डोमेस्टिक ऑपरेशंस the firm's market is exclusively domestic. Second, the export operations. The firm expands its market to include other countries, but retains production facilities within domestic labor. और स्टेज 3 है subsidiaries or joint ventures. The firm physically moves some of its operations out of the home country. ये है stage 4 multinational operations. The firm becomes a full-fledged multinational crop MNC with assembly and production facilities in several countries and regions of the world. Some decentralization of decision making is common, but many personal decisions are still made at crop headquarters. नेक्स्ट है ये ट्रेडिशनल ऑपरेशंस उसके बाद ये एक्सपोर्टिंग लिसनिंग फ्रेंचाइजिंग मल्टी नेशनल कॉरपोरेशन एमएनसी और उसके बाद ये ग्लोबल कॉरपोरेशन ग्लोबल ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट the utilization of global human resources to achieve organizational objectives without regard to geographic boundaries. Global staffing global organizations must be have qualified individuals in specific jobs at specific places and times in order to accomplish its goals. Type of staff members. Expatriates host country national ACN, third country national TACN. Appropriate approaches to global staffing, ethnocentric staffing, polycentric staffing, regiocentric staffing, Jew-centric staffing. Global human resource development, expatriate development, repatriation orientation and training, global competition, compensation and benefits, global safety and health. नेक्स्ट है हमारे पास यहाँ पर पॉसिबल बैरियर्स टू इफ़ेक्टिव ग्लोबल रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट. इसके हैं पॉइंट्स: पॉलिटिकल एंड लीगल फैक्टर्स, कल्चर फैक्टर्स, इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स, लेबर मैनेजमेंट रिलेशन फैक्टर्स, ये हैं. उसके बाद द चैलेंजेस ऑफ एक्सपेट्रिएट असाइनमेंट्स. तो यहाँ पर है ये असाइनमेंट्स एंड इन फेलर. तो करियर ब्लॉकेज, कल्चर शॉक, lack of pre-departure cross-cultural training, over-emphasis on a technical classification, getting rid of troublesome employees, family problem, difficulties on return, lack of respect for acquired skills, loss of status, poor planning for return, position reverse, culture shock, selection. Emphasize cultural sensitivity as selection criteria. Establish a selection board of expertise. Requires previous international experience. Explore the possibility of hiring foreign born employees. Screen candidates, spouse and families. Training, career development, compensation, global equal employment opportunity, equal employment opportunity है EEO. नेक्स्ट ये इसके आ जाते हैं की टर्म्स. एथनोसेंट्रिक स्टाफिंग. Companies preliminary higher expertise to staffing higher level foreign position. Polycentric staffing when more host country nationals are used throughout the organization from top or bottom, top to bottom. Regiocentric staffing similar to the polycentric approach, but regional groups of subsidiaries are reflecting the organization's strategy and structure work unit. नेक्स्ट है ये geocentric staffing, a staffing approach that uses of a worldwide integrated business strategy. expertise, an employee working in a firm who is not a citizen of a country in which a firm is located, but a citizen of country in which the organization is headquartered. Licensing, an arrangement whereby an organization grants a foreign firm the right to use intellectual properties such as patents, copyrights, manufacturing process, or trade names of for a specific period of time. ये है हमारा मल्टीनेशनल कॉरपोरेशन firm that is based in one country. The parent or home country and produces goods or provides services in one or more foreign countries, host countries. मल्टीनेशनल कॉरपोरेशन ये हो गया है. ग्लोबल कॉरपोरेशन has corporate units that are integrated to operate as one organization worldwide in a number of countries. जी तो हमारे लेक्चर 44 तक कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं. नेक्स्ट हमारा है ये 45 लेक्चर है कंक्लूजन रिव्यू एंड रिव्यू. तो ये हमारा जो है पीछे से ही जो है वो सारी की सारी चीज़ें रिव्यू होंगी. ठीक है. ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट ये भी हो गया. स्ट्रेटजीज गेनिंग कम्पिटिटिव, ये है कॉस्ट, लीडरशिप और डिफरेंशिएट्स, मिशन, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एंड गोल्स, स्ट्रेटजी, स्ट्रक्चर, पीपल. जी तो नेक्स्ट और कौन कौन से. ठीक है. ये इसमें हाई परफॉर्मेंस वर्क सिस्टम HP WS. ठीक है. तो 45 लेक्चर तो हो नहीं रहा है, टाइम नहीं है. ठीक है. तो इंशाल्लाह ये बाद में करेंगे. टेक केयर एंड अल्लाह हाफिज़.